All right, welcome back to the Piloting Club. My name's Sunyveil. I'm going to be doing in-depth analysis of the finals of ECQ Dead or Alive between IlyaK and Gage902. If you didn't see the other videos, I did analysis of the semifinals, of both semifinals, and yeah, if you want to find out more information about the Piloting Club, be sure to check it out in the Friends of Eternal Discord. Links are provided in the description. Without any further ado, let's get on to it. This is a matchup that is very similar to the semifinal match. Oh, I should have talked about the hands. This matchup is very similar to the semifinal match between Gage and Grugapium, which Gage won handily. I think they have a pretty big edge over the even Xenon decks. So basically what is going to have to happen is Ilya is going to have to out aggro Gage before Gage can get Italer going and win the game from there. So Ilya goes first here, I think. One more thing is that Ilya is playing a version with Stickless, so it's a little more aggressive, and I think that's going to benefit them in this matchup because they really have to beat down quickly. Okay, so Gage is going first, and they kept this hand. I think I would go down to 7 on this. You've got depleted power, and if you don't hit an undepleted power, you're making your first turn, your first play on turn 4, and there's no opportunity for you to play two things in one turn eventually. So I think I would go down. I would redraw to 7 with this hand for sure. I might keep this over going down to 6, but this hand doesn't look great to me. Like you've got I guess the deck doesn't have that many things to do early, but you do have Initiative Sands and Trailmaker. You can definitely pick up more power than this. It is a pretty top-heavy deck. Anyway, Ilya's hand, I like. You pledge Sickless on turn 1. You play the Xenon Obelisk. Then you play Devotee to the Sands, Wasteland Broker. If you draw a power naturally on Ilya's side, then you don't pledge. That's close. I still think you do this, and I think Ilya's not going to listen to me. Yeah, so Crest, that is the other option you can play for turn 1, but then you have to keep this Waystone on top. You need to hit your 4th power drop. So, like, this hand's plan is to go for Wasteland Broker, right? Eventually, at some point, you're going to play Wasteland Broker. All of the hits out of this deck with this even Xenon deck are cards that you want late, except for, like, you're not getting Pride Leader, you're not getting Menace. It's either Xenon Obelisk, Zumakin, or Azendel. Probably not Zumakin either, because that's a late game card against control, against sweepers. So, like, Obelisk or Azendel. Both of those cards really want 8 power, so you need to keep that power on top if you're not pledging Sickless. All right, so looks like Gage finds that power. Bottoms, Italer already has one. Makes a lot of sense. Ilya, you got to get your power going. So let's play the Insignia, and let's play... you don't have to worry about Annihilate. You do have to worry about Twilight Hunt. No, I think you just play the Trailmaker and get Time Influence, right? Because if you draw an Ubzat, no, then you're still short 1 influence. Okay, so here we're going to see a Tokus and Ubzat the Savior. All right, so what's your plan if you're Ilya? Wasteland Broker is bad because you're not hitting your next power, so let's get that out of the way. I think I like just playing this and then playing Annihilate. Your opponent did nothing Tokus, so let's cut them off of that power while developing our own power with Devotee of the Sands. That looks like Ilya's in agreement there. Attack. And I would like to point out that Ilya would have that 5th time. I think that is actually what happens in this game is Ilya isn't able to play this Ubzat in time. If they kept the power on top, they'd be able to play it next turn. All right, Gage draws that 4th power. Very fortunate for them. They're going to play a Gentle Grazer. Makes a lot of sense. If you're Ilya, do you attack into this? You've got to know that there's a Grazer there, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. You think they kept a hand that has, you know, a Tokus and like 4 power and nothing else. There's got to be a Grazer here. So I think you just attack with the Sickless. Like maybe that's a bit too cautious, but looks like Ilya sniffs that out. So good on Ilya. Initiative Sands, just take the 5. I don't know what they're trying to hit. Oh, I guess if you hit Curtain Call, that's a pretty good hit. Okay, so drew Crest of Mystery at 5 power. Just play the Ixtol. That's the name of it, right? This one. Yeah, because you're going to be able to play World Bear Behemoth plus Twilight Hunt on the next turn. If that's what you even want to do. I think you actually bottom this and hope to hit a power. Like, you already have a 6-drop that you can play. Like, you already have something that you can do with Twilight Hunt. So I think I like bottoming this. And just play Ixtol. And this is really the turning point of the game. If Ilya had played let's back up. We're looking at this, right? Gage plays a power and passes the turn. If Ilya draws a time source, the game's over. The Grazer, well, it's not over, but like it's very likely over. The Grazer gets shut down. Gage loses their turn. Ixtol does nothing because it's a 0/0, and Gage has 2 6/6s in hand, 2 very expensive 6/6s. So, I mean, don't get too greedy. Make sure that you have enough power to do what you need to do. All right, so let's see what happens with this World Bear Behemoth. I think you just bottom it. Like, you already have that big unit to go with the Twilight Hunt here. I don't think you need more of that. What do you need more of? That's a good question, but probably just something cheap that you can fit in. I think that was put on top. Like, I understand why it's put on top. It's a card that's good in this situation. I just think that you have that base covered already. All right, Ilya's turn. I think you just play the Grazer on this turn and hope to hit a... No, just passing. Oh my goodness. I think you just play the Grazer, hope to hit a Curtain Call so that you can attack in, or a even-handed Golem in order to draw a few cards and see if you can hit a power and do more with the turn. So there's the World Bear Behemoth. Oops, that keeps on happening. All right, Grodov Stranger. Yeah, so like, I guess Gage doesn't know for sure that this Initiative Sands is staying alive, but like, they already had 6 power. I guess, like, something bad could happen is if they draw a Taller. Okay, so I guess World Bear Behemoth is fine. I just don't really... I think I would have bottomed it. All right, taking out the Trailmaker. This is going to get Gage a bunch of power with Ixtol. Trying to hit a Curtain Call. There's the even-handed Golem, and Ilya would have been able to play both of these Sand Warriors. So, yeah, I mean, would have lost their Trailmaker too. So that is worth considering. But I think that in a vacuum, it's just better to try to hit an even-handed Golem or try to hit like a Curtain Call there. All right, so Sand Warrior, so you're not attacking. All right, we're going to ambush in a Doberne here. So we defiled the Initiative Sands. I guess you kind of have to do that. It's not exciting, but like cutting them off of the 8th power is kind of relevant. All right, there's Grodov Stranger. Whoops. What do I do if I'm Gage? Well, I want to get this Treasure Trove out of here. That is not a card I want in my hand. Honestly, the cards in Gage's Market just like are not that useful for this situation. But I mean, how do you lose? There's no flyers in Ilya's deck. You don't have to worry about that. I guess if the game goes late and there's enough time to get Azendel off of Wasteland Broker, the game's over. But as it stands right now, it seems pretty cut and dry. I guess maybe you want to keep the Treasure Trove to go along with Taller, but I just don't think that's necessary. I think that's more than what needs to happen. So I think you just merchant away this Treasure Trove for like Grodov's Burden, and then you banish, because Ilya has basically no way of removing the Grodov's Burden, and that's just going to make all of Gage's units just absolutely gigantic. I can understand attacking with Grodov Stranger because you get value from attacking, but I don't think you need to make this attack. Like, Yeah, I disagree with, I think, a bunch of the things that Gage is doing here. I just don't think like this is important in the game. I think that what happened in the last matchup against Gurgur PM is what's going to end up happening here as well, and you don't need to like press the issue. The way that Ilya wins this game is by ambushing a Domera and magically having both Sickless and Curtain Call in their hand, and trying to like attack through a million units is not necessary. Also, I don't know why Ilya didn't just block with this. Like, let's take a look at that block also. I don't think I block this at all. I guess I block with the Grazer. I block the 7/7 with the Grazer because this is going to die anyway. Yeah, and then hope to draw a Curtain Call or something like that. Oops. Like if you're giving up your 5 attack attacker, then how are you going to get your opponent dead before they just eat you? Okay, there's Temple Scribe. There's another Wasteland Broker. That dies. There's going to be another power here. And then we have Taller and 2 Merchant, and this game's over. Draw 11 cards. Yeah, we don't need to watch this. I mean, yeah, okay, they got... yeah, they got plenty. The game's over. All right, game 2. Ilya's on the play. This hand looks very unkeepable. Wait, did they redraw this hand? Oh, they redrew into this hand. Okay. So, Gage's hand looks good. I like this. You play Insignia Initiate. This hand is unkeepable. You don't even have the influence for Ubzat. I think you go down to 6 and hope to hit an even-handed golem here. All right. Pledge the Sickless. You only have 2 power and you have 2 other 4-drops. Good. Insignia, go for Initiative Sands. Yep. Okay, so on this side, Insignia, Trailmaker get Time Influence. On Gage's side of things, that's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think you just play the Etchings here. You could wait on it, but again, I don't think that Gage is like desperate to go to the market. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, let's play this Gentle Grazer. That, I don't know if I'd make that attack. This is worth more than this is. I would certainly Gentle Grazer first and see what happens. And like, I think you got to play the Gentle Grazer here. What if you hit even-handed golem into Sand Warrior? What if you hit a Curtain Call? Like, these are things that can happen that makes your future decision for the rest of the turn better, or at least like, yeah, lets you play stuff. Okay, so we have that power. That's fine. You just play Tokus here. Still no need to go to the market yet. Let's just play Tokus. Yep. I guess the upside for doing this is that maybe you hit an Annihilate and you hit their whatever that costs for or something. Like, you can Annihilate Tokus or Defile Tokus instead of defiling the Initiative Sands. But like, they both basically do the same thing. Like, yeah, obviously Tokus is better, but Initiative Sands has the same effect of giving +1 power, and that power might matter on this turn. Like, what if there's a World Bearer Behemoth instead of, or I guess they're on 4 power, so there wouldn't be a World Bearer Behemoth, but what if Gage's plan is to play a Gentle Grazer? You can shut that off by killing the Initiative Sands. All right, so there's a Sand Warrior. It wouldn't end up mattering. Yeah, I would think a little bit longer there before passing the turn, but that is basically what had to happen. Now Gage can just Ubzat. I don't know if that's necessary here to do right off the bat, but certainly, I guess Ilya holding up 4 power, you're thinking that maybe there's an ambush card coming down. Might as well just play the Ubzat while you've got the chance. Twisting Tokus, I like it. There's Ubzat, and Grotto. This game's basically over. There's a Tokus to shut off the Curtain Calls. There's a bunch of big units. Ilya doesn't have good attacks, and once Gage gets up to enough power, they're going to be able to play Talir. What's their best line of play? Yeah, Growth of Stranger getting a power seems pretty good to me. Twisting Tokus also seems pretty good to me. Yeah, there's the Silex. Doesn't matter. Lines are shut off already. Yeah, I like drawing before playing the Ubzot. I mean, I like attacking before doing any of this, right? Make your opponent make that decision before they have this much information. Okay, Gage can go Taller into Merchant, or Taller into Dark Return. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Ubzot, it's going to draw an extra card. Yeah, there's just, this game's over. And this Growth Stranger is also going to draw a card. Just very nice. If it hits a unit, that unit is going to be destinied. Twilight Hunt. Is there anything else they can do with that? Yeah, I don't know about that block from Ilya. Like, you have to have the hope up that you're going to be able to... Ooh. Is that necessary? I guess they want the Nightfall, but, like... What if Ilya draws 2 Annihilates? I don't know. There do not seem to be many ways out of this game for Ilya, but, like... In this situation, when you're already tremendously ahead, give your opponent fewer draw steps, is my opinion. So, like, yeah, you get an extra draw, but you already have the Merchant. If you untap with Taller, the game's over anyway. All right, so here's the Merchant, draw 7 cards, and that should be it. Karos. This is actually kind of an anemic hit as far as things are considered, but it doesn't matter. Tokus is shutting off the curtain call, and this game's just over. So congratulations to Gage. Well played. I think that over the course of the 2 matches that I watched, there's very solid play all around from Gage. Congratulations to Ilya for making the finals. It's pretty cool seeing someone take a deck that I post on Twitter and doing really well with it, so that's always awesome. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join the Friends of Eternal Discord and the Piloting Club. I'll be doing more in-depth analysis, not only on ECQ games, definitely on EC games, but also on just people's gameplay if they drop it in the channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good one.